Great. So welcome, everybody. So lovely to have you at the meeting this afternoon. For those of us in South Africa, it is a public holiday. So good on you for attending. My son and daughter-in-law arrived just now, and my son said, "Why public holiday?" I said, because it's not a public holiday around the world. So, and the calls are scheduled. We have to do it, you know. So welcome, and thank you for inviting guests. Amanda, I know Bessel and Rhoda are your guests. Alistair was telling me he just got back. He's now ready to really go for it with LifeWave. So wonderful to have you all on the call with us this afternoon. Val is going to share the call with me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Trish, and I'm from Westville in KZN, South Africa. And I was introduced to LifeWave towards the end of May 2024. So I've just completed 11 months of patching. And I have to be honest, I didn't really join from a health perspective, but more from the financial aspect. I do have a full-time business, so it wasn't that I was desperate or in debt, but I love the idea of one day when I need to retire, having residual income and that income being converted from American dollars to South African rands. I could really see the benefit. And then, of course, I'm not one of these people who researches. I take everything at face value. And praise God, it was something worthwhile. But when I saw David Schmidt speaking, when I heard it was a 20-year-old company, I just knew it was something genuine. And honestly, I don't regret 1 minute. And I'm very grateful to Kim for introducing me to LifeWave. On the health side, since I've been patching, I didn't have a health issue as such, but my energy levels, my concentration, the energy for me is the big one, working full time. Concentration, the sleep, as you all know, we sleep like babies. We have very deep dreams. And I am a migraine sufferer, and was starting with the migraine the one day in the office, and my trigger is my one eye blurs. And I went and put IceWave on, right one here, the white one here, the tan one on the left temple, and within literally minutes, I carried on working, the eye cleared, and that migraine never manifested. So I was able to carry on, and normally the next day after migraine, you feel absolutely wiped out. I was 100% normal. So that for me is huge. And then just one other small testimony, my husband cut himself very badly on his thigh. He should have had stitches, but he's not that kind of guy. And that wound healed so beautifully within 10 days. It was just a thin line, a bit purple, and now you can hardly see it. So those are just little testimonies. We're going to obviously have more sharing of testimonies halfway through the presentation. Val, I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to start sharing straight away. And then when we come to the second, before you start sharing, you can do your introduce yourself. Is that okay?
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Okay, let's get going on this. I'm doing the technical side today as well as presenting, so please be patient with me. And I hope everything works as it should. All right, let's get this going.
Light.
Can you hear the
sound? An ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the
great.
sun,
It's all good.
the
It's all good.
source of
Keep
light
going.
and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light that can promote a general state of health and healthy activity unique to each LifeWave patch. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared energy emitted from the body is reflected back into the body and then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative energy and enhances your ability to live well without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals. To find out more, contact your distributor. LifeWave. Live long, live well.
Right, I love the introduction. I love that video. So the question we always ask when we start a presentation is, have you been patched yet? And the reason why we need to patch and what it does for us, it elevates, it activates, and it regenerates. We always like to make this disclaimer. Everyone's body is unique. So all our results may differ and the timing of our results may differ. And LifeWave is not intended to diagnose, to treat, to cure or prevent any disease or medical condition. And what is LifeWave without David Schmidt? Oh my gosh, this man is just amazing. He is the CEO and the inventor of X39, which is the patch that we're going to focus on today. David Schmidt now has over 200 patents. He's a scientist and inventor, and his specialty is age reversing. So LifeWave started in 2004. In 2008, David focused his attention on stem cell research because that seemed to be the buzzword, and he thought there has to be something where we can get these active stem cells without having to inject ourselves with somebody else's stem cells. So he started his research, and 10 years later, X39 was developed and introduced, and it took him 10 years, and it cost him $4.5 million to bring X39 to market. So previous slide mentioned that David has 200 patents. Now, I'm sure most of you know that a patent is not something that is just handed out. You have to apply for a patent, and you have to prove that the product you want the patent for does what it says it does after many case studies. So the patent that David has in place for X39, I'm just going to read a part of it. Where should I start? Okay, it provides phototherapy to a human body. And for example, in some embodiments, as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. Now, as I was reading all those things that it works on, it just came to me, how many supplements does one need to take to have all those benefits in your body? And that is what the X39 does for us. So why are stem cells important? The most important thing about a stem cell is that it makes up every organ of our body. And we are able to make more stem cells are able to make more cells like themselves, and that is they self-renew. And they can become other cells that do different things in a process known as differentiation. So how incredibly amazingly are we created that we have stem cells that if we have a problem with our kidney, the stem cell can go to the area of the kidney and become kidney cells to help renew and heal that kidney cell. And so it can do that throughout the other organs of the body. And stem cells are needed for the maintenance of tissue as well as for repair after injury. Now, why X39? So the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. All of us are experiencing symptoms of aging. It's just something nobody can get away from. We will all age, no matter how healthy we are, we will all age, and we are all aging. And this really shocked me when I first saw this, that at the age of 30, only half your stem cells are active, and at age 60, you lose almost all your stem cell activity. And that is pretty frightening to know that our stem cells have gone dormant, almost all of them by the age of 60. So how does X39 work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy, and it's patented nanocrystal technology. So it's the technology that is patented, and the nanocrystals are found in the little white spot in the middle. If you look at that picture of the patch down there, that white spot in the middle, that is where the nanocrystals are. And they tiny, tiny, being nano, tiny, tiny crystals that are made of sugar, amino acids, oxygen, different types of salts, and those are the things that are put into the patch. They reflect the body's infrared light to activate. They're non-transdermal, so nothing goes into your body. It's purely your body's light being reflected by the patch back into your body. The different waves from the different technology gives you the results in the body that we are looking for. There are no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. So these patches are able to be used by professional sportsmen, bodybuilders, because there's nothing in it that is going to cause them to be banned from doing their professional sport. And they are non-invasive. What are the benefits of X39? Increased strength, mental clarity, reduced inflammation, restored muscle or skeletal conditions, increased stamina, improvement of sleep, energy and vitality, and improved skin appearance. And I can say for myself, every one of those has happened to me. We achieve optimal health and a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being. And I think for me, that is the biggest thing. It's that feeling of well-being. So X39 long-term results. This website, this is at info.com, an incredible website with so much information. If you are interested in looking at the case studies, at testimonies, that is the website that you need to go to. So the long-term results are in the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. That is really phenomenal in just a few days. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. And within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. And as David Schmidt says, it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. So here we have an example of brain coherence inflammation being dealt with. This was shown on a topography map where a 77-year-old woman was asked to take part in the study. She placed the X39 on the back of her neck. And if you can see session 1, that brain is just full of inflammation and it's all over the place. So there's lack of brain coherence. In just 3 weeks of being on X39, the inflammation is gone and her brain coherence has improved dramatically. But then after 6 weeks, it's an absolute turnaround and she has incredible brain coherence. Sorry, I shouldn't. Let me just go back. So let me get rid of this thing at the bottom here. Not working for me. Let's move on. So another slide showing inflammation reduction. If you look at the first ones, all that terrible inflammation, and then how it's reduced, and more to ending up with absolutely no inflammation. And if you look on the right-hand side as well of that lady's hands, incredible. After 30 minutes of carrying a patch of X39, only 30 minutes. And I have one of my brand partners who's had incredible results with inflammation in her hands, where her fingers have actually straightened because of the X39 dealing with the inflammation from the arthritis. So how do we wear X39? You wear your patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. So why don't we just keep it on for 24 hours? Your body needs the time when the patch is not there to be able to now do the work that the patch was originally put on to do. So it gives the body time to repair and to rejuvenate. After the 12 hours, you throw the patch away, or the patch will have a little bit of activity left, so you can then put it on your plant, you can put it on your dog, you can put it on your better half. It can be used again for somebody else. And then 12 hours after you've slept, the next day you put a new patch on and repeat. You can wear more than one patch at a time, but not 2 X39 patches. We have many other supplementary patches, like the Icewave patch, the Aeon for inflammation. There's many other silent nights for better sleep. So you can wear an X39 patch with any 1 or 2 of the other supplementary patches. And the the best thing to remember, the most important thing to remember is when you are wearing X39 is to drink plenty of water. We need to stay hydrated, and to be hydrated means not drinking a liter of water at a time, but every half hour, taking a few sips of water to keep the hydration levels up in your body. 90-day protocol. So David Schmidt advises to use the patches for the minimum of 90 days for optimum results. So that gives us 3 months. Although that is his recommendation and what the case studies have been based on, we have seen results in weeks, days, hours, minutes, and literally seconds. I mean, I have heard testimonies and it's mind-blowing. Our bodies are not all built the same way, and that the causes of certain conditions are often different. The most common reason for any lack of response to the patches is dehydration. Lack of hydration will reduce the effectiveness of the patches, and it is important to drink enough water before and during the patch use, and also try adding electrolytes to the water. I take an electrolyte first thing in the morning. I don't add it to my water during the day. I just take 1 glass of electrolytes, and I do that every morning before I start patching. So this is that website I was telling you about. This is at info.com. If you'd love to know more about the patches, hear testimonies of people with the patches, watch videos and read up on the case studies, please take a photograph of this website or write it down, and I really encourage you to go and have a look at it. I'm going to stop my, that's the end of the product presentation. I'm going to stop screen sharing now. Say welcome back, everybody. And I see we have a couple more that have joined us on the call, Laura and Mpumi. And just to say, Val, can I hand over to you now? Val is going to do the business part of the presentation, but I would just love her to share how she came into LifeWave and to give one of her testimonies.
Fantastic. Thank you, Trish. That was absolutely brilliant, that first half. Very, very clear and concise. Absolutely wonderful. We had a little chat yesterday, Trish and I, and we were quite interesting to find out that we both, within a couple of months, the same age. We came into LifeWave within a couple of weeks of each other, and we both qualified as director within a couple of weeks of each other. So that was quite spooky, really. We both worked the business part-time. And I came in last day of May last year. So again, I'm 11 months in. I came in for health reasons. I'm a dog home boarder and walker. So I need to walk around quite a lot. But a year ago, I couldn't. I was having a lot of pain in my hips. I have bursitis in both hips, but I'd also partially torn my greater trochanter tendon over my right hip. Which was extremely painful. And when it happened, it was something, it just went crunch, crunch, crunch. I was walking and I really thought I'd broken something. So that was about 3.5 years ago. And I'd been struggling ever since to do my day job. And I was living on painkillers. I was having 6 monthly steroid injections with the big horse needle that goes directly into your hip. And my consultant telling me that there wasn't an operation that I could have, and I should get used to the pain. And I wasn't even 60 at the time, and I didn't think I was old enough to be on the scrap heap. I was going up and down the stairs on all fours and thinking that I needed to leave my 3-bed semi 2-story house and move to a bungalow and probably give up my day job of dog walking and boarding. And then I saw a friend posting about these little crazy patches on Facebook. And my friend was using them on herself and her husband, but she was also using them on her rescue dogs. And that really made my ears prick up, because if you're using these things on dogs, there is no placebo effect. So I said, okay, Inez, give me some information. I had to actually pester her to give me some information on these patches. And I figured, well, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So I jumped straight in because I was due another steroid injection in June of last year. And I didn't want to have it because they really hurt. So the patches turned up and I put them on expecting to be a one-patch wonder, and I wasn't. And I was a little bit gutted, but I knew I might have to wait. And as the weeks went on, by the time I got to 2 weeks of patching, I had immediately stopped taking all my painkillers. So the pain should have gone up. It didn't go up, but instead of going up, it gradually, incrementally started to come down. So by 2 weeks, it'd gone from a 7 or 8 with the occasional 9 down to a 5 to 6. By the time I got to 2 months, it had gone. There was no pain. No pain, no painkillers, and no steroid injections. And I've not had a steroid injection since Christmas before last, and I haven't had any painkillers either, or pain. So I have no pain, I have no painkillers, I can walk all day, I can go up and down stairs a normal way. And some of the other things that have happened for me also with these patches has just been absolutely amazing. Little fatty lumps under my eyes, which I now know are cholesterol, which I've had since my 20s. They're virtually all gone. My skin's improved, my hair has improved, you name it, my life has improved, my mood has improved, my energy's improved, my sleep's improved. They're blooming good. So, um, you know, strangely, I came into the business because I got very excited, and everybody around me started getting excited, seeing what was happening to me, and it turned into a business, and I haven't looked back. So yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic, and now I'm going to be sharing a little bit with you about the business side of LifeWave, if that's okay, Trish. Shall we go back?
Yes, I'll go on back to share. Thank you, Val. You know, listening to your testimony, all those things you're saying, and it's just by putting a patch on. It's not about filling our bodies with medicines and, oh, you know, it's just incredible, just a patch. And
Oh God, I mean,
it's so life-changing, so life-changing.
the painkillers, the pharmaceuticals were making me more ill. It was
Well,
crazy.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Everything you take has side effects, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just so exciting. So thank you for sharing that beautiful testimony. And let me share my screen again.
And here we go. Are we going back to?
I don't know why it's gone back to the beginning. Let me just go down to the one where we need to be.
There we go.
Right. Sorry, Val, off we go.
Yeah, another one still. We've done that one.
There you go.
There we go. Fantastic. So with the business side of things, you have to think about what is most important in your life. Family, time, freedom. You look at all of these things: security, travel, better health, less debt. All of these things actually come down to the one word on there, which is time. Time to do more things, time freedom, time with your family, more security, and time to travel. Better health, that means more time on the planet. Less debt, that means less time working and more time having fun. What are the important things in your life, and do you want more of them? And is there a place for LifeWave financially in your future? And for me, certainly, it made a huge difference to me already. Now, LifeWave is a 20-year-old company. So it's not a flash in the pan new company. They've been around a while. They've already ironed out a lot of their kinks and worked out all their processes, which is fantastic. It says here open in over 75 countries. We're actually a few more than that now. But really importantly here, it's not a Me Too product like most companies. So if you get, for example, a weight loss company, you know, you see if you go into a supermarket, there's usually 3 or 4 different sorts of shakes on the shelves and protein bars. Skincare, every company's got skincare, vitamin supplements, you name it. There is no other company with the X39 patch, a stem cell activation patch, as you heard Trish saying earlier about the patent on this. It was patented 5 years ago. We have another 15 years to run. No one can touch this product. We are the only place you can get it. In 2021, just after this patch came out, the company was ticking along quite nicely at $20 million turnover. Then the next year, the X39 had really started to get out into the population, 320 million, a big jump. And then 23, 430 million, 2024 last year, over 600 million, and we're well on track for $1 billion this year. It's a real growth company. So, you know, it is the biggest, fastest growing company around. It's now been ranked the #1 momentum company as per businessforhome.org. And that was in 23 and 24. So a real massive growth for this company. And most of this has been down to the X39 patch because the world hasn't seen anything like this before, you know, and what it does is absolutely incredible. And basically anyone that's breathing needs it. If we can go on to the next slide there, Trish, that'd be fantastic. So you'll see here, Lifeway was actually honoured with the 2023 and 24 Direct Selling News. That's the DSM Bravo Growth Award. And you'll see there on the picture on the left, that's Meredith Burkich actually receiving the award there from the DSN, in the DSN Awards. And on the right here, we have David Schmidt, our CEO and inventor of the X39. He is now the holder of in excess of 200 patents. So he's been given an honorary award there, an honorary doctorate, BSc with HONS, for over 200 patents. Now, that's a really remarkable thing to have achieved, because getting one patent is very hard to do. Getting 100, but 200, that is absolutely amazing. The guy is an absolute genius, and he's our genius, which, you know, we are so lucky. He is our genius, and he absolutely loves this company and loves where it's going. So you're interested in getting the patches. What are you going to do now? As a customer, you can pay the full retail price and buy a sleeve of patches. A sleeve is 30 patches. It gets a 1 month supply for $149. Okay. But why do that when you've got some better options? You can sign up as a preferred customer through the website and, sorry, my phone's going there. And you can get your X39 patches for just $100. And that will give you a monthly order as well. So you sign up with a monthly order, which is, you can cancel that at any time you like, but you can get your sleeve of patches at the wholesale price, the same as the rest of us. Or better still, you could become a brand partner. And that means that you get the wholesale price. You do pay a $25 yearly registration fee. There's no obligation to buy anything. There's no targets other than those you set yourself, but you have the opportunity at that point to share these patches, share the education with people, and also you're going to get rewarded for that financially. Now, that's where it gets to be fun. So the enrollment packages, the options are, if you want to come in at core, which is generally the most popular package, it's $295. And that's for 3 sleeves of X39. So that's going to give you 3 months supply, one for yourself, one for maybe your partner or a family member, and one to sell. It's a great way to get going. Or you can come in for the next pack up, and you'll see as you move up the packs, the bigger packs, the unit price of the X39 comes down. So the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. So the advanced pack gives you 6 sleeves of X39 at $535, and that would be for the you know, for a family or for you know, a business builder. I came in at this level and I spoke to a couple of people and said, look, I'm going to be doing this new thing. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. I'm not sure what it's going to do, but do you want to have a go with me? And I had several family members just didn't want to miss out on doing something that I was going to do. So they said, yes, we'll have a go too. And so I'd sold nearly all my patches before they arrived, which was fantastic. And then we move on to the premium pack. Now, this is for the serious entrepreneur, for very big families, or maybe people who've already got a complementary therapy business. You know, they might be some sort of therapist, a masseur, physiotherapist, you know, something like that. Someone who really wants to get going in the business and really take this all the way. So they're the main options. If we can move on to the next sleeve there, please, Trish. And you'll see here there is one other option, and that is you can actually join up just to take your place in the binary tree. You'll see why that's helpful shortly. But you can actually just join up for $25, and then you can buy just 1 sleeve of patches to get yourself going. Now, for the business, it means you've got a very low startup. I mean, you find a business where you can start up at this lower cost. There are no businesses where you can start up at this lower cost. And, you know, I know a couple of people that have actually made it to the top in this business that have started literally from the starter pack. But don't be fooled. It means you've got to work really, really hard. But if you're motivated, you can do it from almost zero cost, $25 and 1 sleeve of patches to get going. That's as little as you can get in for. And how do we actually work this to get paid? Well, the first way is retail. So if you buy your sleeve of patches, you're able to then retail it onto your customers in person, or they can actually buy the retail price from your online shop. Everyone gets an online shop. We all get the same thing. So there's no advantage if you're a wonderful person with technical stuff, or if you're a bit of a dinosaur like me and you know nothing about the websites. It's all the same and it's easy. I can use it. Anyone can use it, believe me. So the retail profit is the first place you can make the profit. And then there's an introduction bonus, a product introduction bonus. So if you bring people into the company will reward you for doing that, because you're also going to help them get going in the business. And then the third way is cycle bonuses. These are good fun because this is on your team volume. So it's nothing to do with pedaling around on a bicycle. This is a cycle bonus, and these happen every week. So you get paid every week on what your team produces. Then we move on to the matching bonus. As you teach and help your team to move up to manager, you then get paid a matching bonus on what they earn. And that doesn't take away from them. We'll see how this goes later. But it means there's another form of bonus there for you to earn. And then finally, trips and rewards. There are holidays, there are cash incentives, there's all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, I'm amazed there's something going on all the time with this company. They really do like to help you work hard. And if you work hard, you're going to be paid well. This is not a free ride. There's no such thing as a free ride in this world. But for people who want to work hard, there is very, very good rewards. Now, the compensation plan, it's as easy as knowing 4 people to get to manager. And that is all we need to know. You need to build 2 people on your left and 2 people on your right. It's 4 people. It's that simple, and you get to manager. And then you teach those 4 people to go to manager if they want to build the business. And if they don't want to build the business, that's fine. Okay, they're not going to get fined, they're not going to get in trouble. They can do as little or as much as they want to. But once you've found your 4 people and you go manager, you find people who want to go manager below you, and you help them do the same. And then you repeat, rinse and repeat. And as you see there, team commission, you can earn up to $25,000 a week just from your binary tree. That is absolutely crazy. It's something like $1.3 million a year. Okay, this company pays weekly. I've never seen a company like this that pays weekly. It's fantastic. Now, Trish has already mentioned this is at info.com. So there is as much info as you can shake a stick at on there. You can go in there and get lost for about 3 weeks, but there's loads of stuff. There's videos from doctors, there's testimonials from people, there's the patents on there. You name it, you can find the info on the patches and the technology. It's absolutely marvelous. But we don't stop there. We have thisisitteam.com, and this is where you get to learn about how to run your business. There are videos on absolutely everything, from how to set up your website and how to talk to people. There are videos on the compensation plan, how to make it to manager, you name it. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, like I did a lot because I was so excited, you can go on to thisisitteam.com and you can learn any time of the day or night, and you can get your business going. So here's David Schmidt saying, you have an incredible opportunity before you today. And this is the opportunity to bring the healing power of light to everyone around you. And why wouldn't you? Because this stuff makes people's lives better. These little patches really do an awful lot. So what are you going to do? Time is now to make your move. Are you serious about your dream? Have you got a dream? Do you know what your dream is? This is hope for your future. Get started with the X39, because trust me, you get that little patch on and you get enthusiastic. You will start aging backwards. Your face will change, your skin will change, and people will come up to you and start saying, what is going on? And you will just have to tell them about it. This business grows so absolutely naturally. It's not true. So, all I can say is, what do you want to do? Do you want to come on as a retail customer? Do you want to come on as a brand partner? Do you want to, just try some patches? Go and talk to the person that brought you onto this call and just say, these patches sound too good to be true. I need to try them out for myself, just out of sheer blooming mindedness. I was going to say a different word there. But anyone with any sense will go, wow, these patches, they're really small. How can they do a job so big? Let me try one for myself. I want to disprove this. Okay. Trust me, within 30 days, you will be holding on to these patches for dear life and never, ever giving them up. Thank you, Trish.
Wonderful, Val. Thank you. Gosh, and the thing that when you were talking about that this is a team website, all that, this is what blows my mind. All that training is for free. We don't pay a thing for the training. And I don't think you can get better business training. Number one, how to run a business, but also how to run this particular kind of business, which is multi-level marketing. So thank you, Val. That was amazing. To all of you who are here, is there anybody else now who would love to share a testimony that's had a great result that you are brave enough to share with us? Can be short and sweet, 2 minutes. Yes, Amanda.
Good. Just short and sweet. A few surprises that I would like just to say. I have had fibrocystic breasts for over 30 years. I had my first lump removed when I was about 25 years old. Last week I went for a mammogram and the doctor said, but you always go for a sonar after your mammogram, your density is clear. You have absolutely no cysts in your breast. Because September I realized I've got such soft breasts and I say to my husband, wow, is this real? Is this for real? And yes, that was a big surprise. And I just thought I'd mention that besides all the other wonderful things that happened to me.
Just mention, because not everyone was on the call, the thing with your aneurysm, that's a huge one. Won't you just share that, please?
Yes, I was diagnosed with a cranial aneurysm, left side, right next to my hypothalamus, and the neurosurgeon needed to do an open surgery cranial, remove the skull and do the clipping. I immediately started patching and he sent me for an angiogram just to check out and see that everything is fine before the operation. And then they noticed the neuro radiologist and him had a meeting, and then they realized that, wow, it just like it stabilized. It shrank from 12.7 millimeter altogether to 12 millimeter. So they waited 2 weeks and I went for another angiogram, and then they placed a stent in a coil. So I was very happy that I had severe headaches. I used my ice wave. I couldn't sleep at night, and I used the Aeon to calm me down because of anxiety, and obviously the X39 that I started patching up to today.
Yeah, wonderful, Amanda. To not have to have brain surgery is huge, absolutely huge. Thank you for that. Thank you. Is there anybody else that has had a great experience with the patches? No one else brave enough to share? I'm just going to share quickly. Oh, yes, Alistair, off you go. Lovely to hear from you.
Thank you very much, Trish. Very nice presentation, ladies. Thank you very much for that. I'm a 79-year-old dinosaur. I've been on the patches now for 8 months, and the differences that it's made to me is that after many years, I can now touch my toes again. I was injured in rugby when I was at school, and I can now actually touch my toes again. Well, still a little bit of effort, but at least I can get there.
And then
Then I used to get very tired in the afternoons, and I no longer need to sleep in the afternoons.
Yeah.
So that was great.
That's a big one. And because most people, they accept the fact, especially as you get older, that you need to have a nap in the afternoon. And to me, it's a waste of time. Life is so short and so precious if you don't have to nap, which I've also found, obviously working all day. I used to find the afternoon after I'd had lunch, I would really struggle. Now I just breeze through it. It's amazing. So those are just sort of things that people take for granted until you don't need to go nap anymore. Then you realize, oh my word, this is what's changed. So thanks, Alistair, for that. That's wonderful.
The other thing is I'm now off my statins. So about 3 months ago, I kicked those, and I'm feeling absolutely great. My blood pressure is spot on.
Yeah,
and
that's amazing.
And I'm very pleased with that.
Fantastic.
Then just in closing, if I may, I'd just like to welcome Pumi and Normande for joining us.
Oh, lovely. Those are your guests.
Welcome here. Yes.
Wonderful.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks
very much, Trish.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was just going to share something quickly. What was it? Oh, I said it on a call the other night. with the X39, all the age reversal, there's going to be a life wave community around the world of 90-year-olds, 95-year-olds that are going to be still riding bicycles and doing these great things, walking to the top of mountains because of life wave. You know, it's just amazing. Absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
like that film Cocoon. Do you remember that film Cocoon?
Yes, yes. Goodness me.
yeah, I'm looking for another 44 years. I want to get to 123.
Oh my goodness, so you've got a number.
I
Goodness.
certainly have.
Yeah,
Love
that's
it.
incredible. I haven't put a number on it, I must say, but that's wonderful. That's a good goal. Lovely. If there are no more testimonies, I'm going to stop the recording. Where's my thing gone to stop recording? There we go.